Hello, welcome. President Trump's close ally in the US Senate, Senator Lindsey Graham, died suddenly on Saturday evening at the age of 71 after what authorities described as a brief illness. While the official cause of death has not been released, emergency responders were dispatched to his Washington, D.C. home following reports of cardiac arrest. A longtime Republican senator who was seeking re-election, Graham had been scheduled to appear on NBC's Meet the Press this morning. He had just returned from Ukraine, where he was lobbying President Trump to impose tougher sanctions on Russia. He was also among the strongest advocates for expanding US military action against Iran. Reacting to the news, President Trump called Graham a true American patriot. He was always working, was a true American patriot. He's one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, wrote Trump. South Carolina's governor described Graham as the fiercest of fighters for South Carolina and America, adding, "May God hold him gently in the palm of his hand. We shall not see his legs again." Senator Graham had long-standing ties to Africa. In January of 2012, he led a bipartisan congressional delegation to several African countries to assess U.S. counterterrorism efforts, USAID programs, and economic development initiatives. In April of 2019, he visited Rwanda, where he met with President Paul Kagame. It is 6:30 p.m. in Lagos, Nigeria, 7:30 p.m. in Kigali, Rwanda, and 1:30 p.m. here in New York City. Wherever in the world you are joining us from, welcome to another episode of 90 Minutes Africa. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. After yesterday's quarterfinal matches, the semi-final lineup for the 2026 FIFA World Cup is complete. Argentina will face England, while France takes on Spain, with the winners advancing to the Sunday's final. Tonight, on 90 Minutes Africa, we take a break from politics to explore a different but equally important subject: life in the African diaspora, its challenges, its opportunities, and the values that sustain families across generations. To help us introduce today's conversation, please welcome our intern, Ogonna Okonkwo.
Every successful immigrant family is a story that few people ever hear. There are stories of sacrifice, stories of uncertainty, stories of parents trying to preserve their values while raising children in a world very different from the one they left behind. Today on 19 Minutes Africa, we bring to you one of those remarkable stories. Our guests are Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu and her 16-year-old son, Jason Anigbogu, whose newly published memoir, My Life, A Story of Strength, Faith, and Family, chronicles a young man's journey through life's challenges and values that shaped him. Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu is much more than a successful healthcare executive, a Nigerian-born oral health advocate, entrepreneur, and co-owner of Washington Delta Care in Georgia. She spent more than 2 decades building an outstanding career in dentistry while raising a family rooted in faith, excellence, and service. From leading national dental hygiene initiatives in corporate America to expanding healthcare access in underserved communities around the world, she has shown that professional success and community service can go hand in hand. She just started her YouTube channel on oral health called Bodymouthconnection. But this conversation is something even deeper. How do African parents raise confident and grounded children in the diaspora? How do families balance 2 cultures without losing themselves? What role do faith, discipline, identity, and unconditional love play in raising resilient young people in an age of social media, anxiety, and cultural confusion. Jason's story is a window into the answers to these questions through the eyes of a teenager. His mother's story reveals the sacrifices, decisions, and unwavering commitment that helped make that journey possible. Together, they will discuss life in the diaspora, finding strength, faith, and family. Whether you are raising children abroad, planning to migrate, living in the diaspora, or simply interested in stories of resilience and hope, this promises to be an inspiring conversation for every generation. Please join us in welcoming to the show Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu and Jason Anigbogu.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's welcome our guest, Dr. ChiChi and Jason. Jason, welcome to the show. Dr. ChiChi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle.
It's nice to see you. Thank you, Jason, for doing this. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience to have you here. This is the book, My Life, A Story of Strength, Faith, and Family. Let me start, Jason, by today is a very important day. I don't know, did you watch yesterday the games that were played at the World Cup?
Yes, Uncle.
You watched?
Yes.
Okay, so who are you rooting for? Let's start from there.
England, because my dad live in England.
You are rooting for England to win the World Cup?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Of course.
Oh, because your dad lived in England. I didn't know that. I lived in England, but I don't want them to win. All right. So were you surprised that Ronaldo didn't make it to the finals?
Yes.
Did you want him to?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for doing this. We are going to talk about your book, what made you to write the book and everything about it. Also, Dr. ChiChi, we are going to talk about what you do and how the family became what it is, the challenges and everything. So, and I'd like to start on a very light note. And let me come back to you, Jason. So, you told a story in this book. It's really fascinating how you were able to talk about. Let me show that for those who are watching at home. This is the book. How you were able to capture a story of your life in a very mature way. How did you even come about the idea of writing a book?
When I was in middle school, I was thinking of making a book, of writing a book about my life. I just before when I was thinking of doing a published book, I was thinking of making a book about my life for to myself.
Mm. So did you get help from people? How did you interview people? How did you put it all together? Especially when you were talking about things that happened before you were born,
I talked to my grandma last year during my birthday about my life, and then this happened. And then I was writing the book about my life when my grandma died, and I was sorrowing, and I was sad too, and I just wanted to write the book.
We'll get to that, the details. ChiChi, let me bring you in. When he came to you and said, I'm writing a book, what was your reaction?
Well, for me as a parent, so I personally, my husband and I, we've always encouraged the kids to just go after whatever their heart gave them, especially, discussing it with us and making sure that we are all aligned. So when he first came to me, it seemed like a joke. So my initial reaction was like, okay, Jason, that's fine. You can just go type it up and we can read it. Because initially I thought it was just something that he wanted to do, because keep in mind, he had just lost his grandma, who was actually the only grandma. He had two grandmas as at 2023. And so last year, my mother passed. And so that took a real bad turn for him. So for me, I personally said to Jason, yes, go ahead and put all of that down, because I felt like that was therapeutic for him. But then I came back one day and Jason was excited and he said, Mommy, I'm almost done, like putting my thoughts together. And I found a publisher. So I immediately called my husband, because I'm like, okay, this child is going into something like where I don't think we want to pay for all of that. Like, he's finding a publisher, he's doing all of that, because Jason is very savvy when it comes to things he wants. He's like his father, like he goes full force, no stopping him. So he's talking to those people. I immediately thought they were scammers, because I'm like, okay, who are you talking to? These people, we don't even know them. But to my surprise, I received a phone call from a guy named his publisher, right? And the guy said, your son sent me like a manuscript. It's not fully done, but I honestly think there's a future here, because his story is so capturing. Like, he said he read the story, immediately shared that with his young son. So at that point, I'm like, okay, maybe that's not a scam. Maybe he's serious. Maybe we should take him seriously. So I came home and for the first time, I took my time to read what he wrote. Jason is the youngest of like 27 grandkids. So he does have a lot of influence from his older cousins from my side. So I know he started talking to his cousins like, hey, I'm writing this book. Could you read? Could you proofread? So between him, his cousins, and the publishers, we took him seriously. So at that point was when my husband and I stepped in. So we took him seriously and entertained the conversation, even with the publishers. And I believe at some point I started reaching out to other people that I had known who actually wrote books themselves. And that's how this book actually became a thing, because from something non-serious now to something serious. He's been very successful on Amazon, because he sold over almost 100 copies of this book. So that's impressive, considering something that started off of nothing.
Yes. Thank you so much for that that clarification. Jason, this is you playing soccer. I don't know, most people looking at you would know what you went through in life. It's the story in the book. But can you give viewers who are watching at home a little bit of what you went through, what to be who you are, where you are now, just in a brief way?
What I went through, I had a heart surgery, and my mom delayed me since like half of my life, like and doing my elementary and my heart surgery. I had speech impediment and speech and OT every single time when I was younger, and even reading too.
Okay, so you depended on family. In the book, you talked a lot about the support you got from your family and how they helped you to go through what you went through and to be able to be successful in things you do. This is your family. You know that I know I didn't tell you guys that I'm going to show you pictures of your family, but this is your family, and they were very helpful to you in facing the challenges you faced. I want you to tell me, or the viewers at home, really the connection. How did the connection of your family, the strength of the family, which you emphasize a lot in the book, helped you to overcome and to be who you are today?
By prayer and by every single party and by every single Nigerian influence influence that I had for my mom and for my dad and for my siblings and for my cousins in Nigeria and in America too.
Yeah,
And my
okay.
grandmas too.
He said in Nigeria and in America. You go to Nigeria all the time. I see that you actually have a chieftaincy title, or you have you are an also. Is it?
Yes.
What is your title?
It's a ChiCi.
So you go to Nigeria and do you like Nigeria?
Yes. Yes. Very much.
You say what?
Very much.
Very much. Okay. Okay. What are the things you learned? You know, like how is Nigeria strengthening your resolve and your life in America?
Being courageous and being like always verbal when you speak to, doing like Nigeria politics and doing my mom's birthday. I said I love you, mommy. Doing
bold. What about boldness?
and being boldness too.
Okay, that's very good. So ChiCi, tell us again. You talked about how he approached the family and said, "I have a book and I want to publish this book," and the process of getting it out. How has been the response from family members and friends?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, the book at some point was actually top seller on Amazon children's religious book. And not just because of publicity from the publishers, but because of support of friends and family. So we had Jason in our families, like he's seen as the glue, like he's the lamb. And when I say the lamb, he's extremely peaceful, which means you can't fight in front of Jason, right? So he's that one child that when you're doing something bad and he's around you, you're like, oh my God, Jason is gonna condemn me. Because he'll literally stop. He's either crying or he's going like, stop, everyone, stop, don't do it. So friends and family, especially family, they know that part about Jason. And then when it comes to cousins, especially cousins here, he's the youngest too. So that makes him like almost super sheltered and super spoiled too. Because again, he's the youngest. He has cousins who are in their mid-30s. And so they almost see Jason as either their son or even somebody that they could just spoil. So when Jason wrote that book, when Jason shared, we have a family forum, and that's where we share everything. Like we celebrate success, we cry together. So that forum was actually the first forum where Jason launched the book. So everybody was very supportive. They either shared on their forums or they immediately bought tons of copies to share with people. So when you think about what's going on with family support, Jason's family support is something that I can't even quantify. There's nothing, because I come from a large family, okay? 7 siblings. And like I mentioned, 28 grandkids. And then on his father's side, he has 2 uncles and an auntie. They all have children. So by the time you kind of factor all of that together, the combined family alone is a community for Jason. So that being said, he had family support. Then coming to friendship, my husband and I are very, I guess I would say we're extrovertically gifted. So we do get along with people. So friends, of course, did support. Some friends actually bought as many as 50 copies of books because they want to donate to the libraries in their local communities. So yes, we've been super blessed to have the type of friends and family that we have. And especially in cases when it comes to raising children or raising a child like Jason. A lot of people know Jason's story. So now when people see what Jason does, you asked about Jason and, his struggles and how he captured that. He's a good listener. So everything you tell Jason, I would drive by Jason's school when he was 3, and he'll remember the teacher, Miss Stacy, because that's how retentive his memory gets to be sometimes. But that support that he's received from my husband was not even here when we started talking, but he's one person who makes it a point of duty, even when he's here, when he's not here, he called us 4 times a day. Wake up call in the morning, midday, you're back from work, and have a good night call. So again, he was part of that journey, like from beginning to the end, because Jason was he's actually a very good communicator. So which means he's gonna make sure he carry you along. Like, Daddy, I called the publisher. Daddy, the publisher said. So every little thing the publisher said, he always made sure he shared with everybody. So yes, it takes a village rather, because again, even when Jason had, when we went through surgeries, he had heart surgery, he had eye surgery, he had ear surgery. So when he went through all those surgeries, if not for the support of friends and family, close friends and family, I don't know how we would have handled it, because I still had other 2 kids to manage. So between hospital visits, we had either grandma or my sister who would always come by to be with the other kids. So family truly is everything. And that's why, again, Jason came up with the title family, because he's seen how we do family and how we did it well.
Yeah, I really like this story, and especially people who don't understand the struggle that people go through even in the diaspora. Jason, young people have read the book. One of them is my intern, who and he had some questions. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here live, so he recorded those questions. Let me play one of them for you and get your take on that.
In your book, you talk about the strong role that family and faith played in your life. Do you think your calling to become a pastor came more from the religious values and upbringings your parents gave you as a kid? Or was this something you discovered on your own through what you've experienced?
It's something that I discover on my own through my experience.
Okay. Now, you talked about your grandma. You lost 2 of them recently. I'm aware of that. And how have you been coping?
I coping good, but sometimes when I was in school, I was crying every single day because I was thinking, I tried to hide something that I didn't want to tell my family.
I saw you. Yeah.
I was thinking of.
No. You were thinking you were sad.
I was sad for real when I was in my teenage years.
Okay. I think at this point I need to inform the audience, just for full disclosure, that I actually am part of. We are connected. So my journey in America started in Virginia, and it was this was the couple that basically became my. I don't want to be emotional. I grew up with them. My journey in America started with Samson, Emeka Okafor, and Angoli. They are my family, and that's where I met Dr. ChiChi. We were there together before Jason, when you talk about family, and I know that the 2 of them have been able to gather the family together, and whatever is happening, we all deal with that together. But I want you to talk about the values that you learned, you were able to get while you were there, and how you were able to transfer them to your kids.
That is profound. To your point, so Samson Okafor, Emeka Okafor, architect Samson Okafor, I call him my other father, my other daddy, really. So anybody who knows me would always hear me say, hey, my other daddy. Why do I say that? He's actually my sister's husband, but not a lot of people can brag on a brother-in-law like him. I left home after high school, and I believe I came to live with them at age 18. And he took me in fully, open arms. My sister, wonderful woman. Never for one day did I feel like I came. So the one thing that I remember when I came, and then of course I've gone down myself. At some point we shared a car. He had a car because again he's the guy, so he got a car, and that one car was actually what took me to school. So we had school and his job, and then the pickup, all of that stuff. But the couple did such a good job blending the family. So Zogonna was my brother-in-law's cousin, and I am my sister's sister. So clearly two different backgrounds, two different families, but we got along like nothing, like real true siblings. And what did I learn from them? That you actually do family together. You don't exclude anybody. That you can coexist. Your husband's family and your family can literally be under one roof. And I brought that in because for almost 7-8 years, my mother and my mother-in-law lived with me, my husband and I, in the same house. Mom in the basement, mother-in-law upstairs. So guess what? That was actually all part of what I learned, that you can actually just live together in peace and harmony. Then number two, my brother-in-law was, well, I'll say is, because even though I lived with them, but that's still who he is. He's a good money manager. He knew how to manage money very well from day one. So being able to have like a good credit, determining my major, right? He's actually very instrumental. I would say he was the reason, because when I came from Nigeria, I had a mindset of going to school for business management. And nothing against business management major. Please don't take this any kind of way. But he refused to take me to school to register me for business management as a major. So rather, he called my father and told my dad that if I was here to study business management, that it would be best for me to go back to Nigeria, to Nsukka, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Which at that point, my father being the father he was, didn't hesitate to tell me to listen to whatever he has to advise. So immediately I listened and I said, okay, if you're pushing me to go science path, let me think about it. So I did. I thought about it. Initially, I was like, okay, let's go for pharmacy. And then something, I met people along the way because I started school. My major at that point was almost undecided, but I knew I was at that point switching to science. But at some point I started meeting people, interacting with more people, and I realized I had a niche for the mouth, like for biology, really. And that's how the switch from pharmacy actually became a thing. But it was him. And then when it came time to buy my first car, because I started making money after I graduated, he's like, no, you're going to save up money and you're going to buy your car. So for me, he taught me a lot of things that I cannot even kind of put any price tag on. And then as it relates to my sister, she loved me unconditionally. She loved me like a mother. My sister is older than me. She's the 5th and I'm the 8th child. So talk about loving, talk about showing me how to love my own husband, how to do family, how to raise kids, how to cook. Because I came to her home still almost knowing nothing about the kitchen. So she really helped kind of get me to that balance level. And yeah, so to your point, it's been, and as how many years? I was actually with them for a good 15. I would say almost 15 years before I got married and then moved to Georgia. So that's like it's a lot of stories, but of course, for the interest of time, we're not going to go through all of that.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It's similar to me. I wouldn't be who I am or where I am today without these two people. I remember I was in Lagos. I was a reporter in Lagos when Uncle Samson came back, and they were coming to America with your sister Angole, and they took me to a restaurant, and they bought chicken for me, a whole chicken, and he tried to eat his own. He said, "Oh, this is too hard." He pushed it to me to eat. I'm like, "What?" I had to. It was wonderful. I mean, and they've been very supportive, and I really, the kind of family they were able to put together, extended family, because they were here. So I think when we tell the story of family, Jason's book, and what how Jason was able to overcome all the things he went through, it's all connected to the network, and they are the center, the core of that network. And I'm very grateful for that. I just wanted you to also touch on that. I'm glad you did. Thank you so much.
Of course. And another thing to add, my sister is actually a school teacher. So that made a big difference, because every summer she would tutor Jason. And so, not surprising that, the outcome of that hard work, plus what husband and myself and his other siblings kind of did.
And she got her PhD. I forgot to mention that, Dr. Angole. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. Let's, Jason, before we take a break, I wanted you to say your auntie. How do you feel about your auntie? How did your auntie contribute to your success?
I saw my auntie my phone call for, and then she said the first draft was kind of bad, and I changed it to my younger self, and then she liked it for real, like more.
What about Uncle Samson?
He always call me. He always call me the auto, and I am an auto, and then go to how to give me this family encouragement every single day.
Okay. All right. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about the work that Dr. ChiChi does. And we also open it up for questions from the audience. Anybody who has any question. We are talking to Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu and Jason. right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us. We are having a conversation with Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu and Jason. Jason just wrote a wonderful book about his life, the struggle, and how he was able to find strength in family to be able to overcome that, and his dream in the future, what he wants to do, and how they were able to help. The family came together and supported him. Dr. ChiChi, let's come a little bit and talk about what you do. You just started a YouTube channel.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, hold on. Let me show that to people and see. This is your YouTube channel. It's called Your
Hello
Mouth.
again. I am Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu, your global oral health advocate, connecting with you again today on Bodymouthconnection. Many people understand the importance of taking care of their heart, exercising, eating healthy, and so many other things to prevent chronic disease. But most often, the mouth is overlooked. I studied the Bodymouthconnection because my years of practice, I've witnessed a lot of gap between the oral health and overall health connection, and how people actually truly don't understand that the mouth plays a major role in their systemic health. The mouth is not just for eating, it's not just for talking, it's not just for smiling. It's truly the gateway to the body. You hear me say this a lot. This is a true statement. Unhealthy mouth can affect your whole body. It actually does affect your confidence. It affects how you relate with people. What is the first thing you see in people when they even get close to you? It's usually their smile. Someone could actually come up super good looking, but guess what? What's wrong with that smile? Or smile is good, but their breath is not clean. That's a problem. Sometimes it's not because they have not brushed their teeth. Sometimes it's something systemic that we're able to pick up from the mouth. It's important for you to have a good understanding of what happens in the mouth beyond brushing and flossing. My message to everyone globally, first of all, is to empower families, make sure they make informed decisions about how to take care of their mouth. It's a lot of myths. Do we brush our teeth every day? How often should we brush? What type of toothbrush do we use? What products do we use? Whitening, cosmetic dentistry has actually become a major mainstream. How healthy is that? How safe is that? We will take our time to dive into all of that. Make sure you have a good understanding before you make your decisions. What a healthy mouth really looks like. How often do you need to see the dentist? Is it something you do yearly, or do you only need to see the dentist when you're in pain? Toothpicking versus flossing. Oh, that's a big one too. Do we floss? Do we toothpick? What is the difference? Preventive versus treating. Again, it's a whole lot about the mouth that I would like to discuss as we journey along. My mission is simple. It's to improve lives by helping people understand that a healthy mouth truly does contribute to healthier body, greater confidence, and a better quality of life. Knowledge is power. When people understand the value of their oral health, they are empowered to make better decisions for themselves and for their family. Together, please join me. Let's close the oral health knowledge gap. One smile, one family, and one community at a time. Till next time, bye for now.
Wow. Did you say it's a gap or big giant? People don't talk about this. How did you transition from being a practitioner to being an advocate?
Well, I guess it is an advantage to come from Nigeria, really, because I love my people. I love who we are as a community, as just as a people. But I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed, and this was even years ago when I first got out of school. Practicing in Georgia exposed me to a lot of people visiting from Nigeria, right? And even here, residents here. And when, especially around this time, summertime, people would come in. Usually it's either a toothache or something. No one ever talks about bad breath. But the truth is, we are getting older. We are taking all kinds of medication that would impact the mouth some kind of way. And people are still not even aware. My next episode actually is the elephant in the room, bad breath. No one talks about it. But how did I get into it? So my exposure to people and conversations that I would have with people. So I stepped away from clinical practice about 12 years ago, and I went into leadership. And with that, actually, I became a little consumed because now I'm chasing title, which I found, but it still was not enough. Because I've always had a heart to give back. Like, what can I do? Really, my doctoral thesis was socioeconomic factors impacting oral health in Nigeria. And I uncovered a lot of things that I'm not going to be privileged to say, just because it can be disappointing. It is disappointing. But I interviewed a lot of people, some notable people who are really like public figures that I was privileged to interview. And so during that time, I realized there was, we've had funding from World Health to improve oral health in Nigeria, right? But some of those funds were not fully utilized. And, I come from a world of, I trust everybody. But really, that's who I am. And a lot of the hardcore Nigerians, like my husband, were like, you can't do that all the time. But that's who I am. Like, I'll call myself a little naive when it comes to just like, it is what it is. Whenever you get the money, you're supposed to spend it on something. So when I discovered what I discovered, naturally, I reclined because I was disappointed. Because I was that kid who wanted to come here, get my studies, and then would go back home to do something. So when I found out that it wasn't going that way, I just, that whole dream of, just becoming an oral health advocate, because I saw that gap even while I was in school. Because now I'm discovering that you just don't go to the dentist just when you're in pain. That the mouth truly is connected to the body. That, if you're diabetic and your mouth is not healthy, your sugar level is out of whack. Like those kind of things that I discovered would actually prompt me to do more research. What can I do so I can bridge that gap, so I can bring that knowledge to people? But it just seemed like no one cared because we are just super focused and laser focused making money and being successful. So I stopped. And at that point, of course, family, moms, aging parents took a toll. And just that career, like I said, yes, I started chasing career. Like I'm going from clinician to management, from management to executive level and all that, which again was a good thing because now it gave me that leverage. It gave, I was able to sit on some advisory boards, which of course they've helped me actually bring some, some products back to Nigeria in some capacity. So I'm not gonna, just ignore the positive aspect of that part. But I turned 50 in about a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks, right? So with age, things are different. Because now I'm back to, you know what? I've done this, I've done that, I've felt this, I've felt this, I've attained this, I've attained that. What next is there to give? For me, it's give back. So I'm interacting with a lot of people and I'm noticing, hey, you know what? We're getting older. A lot of those people are they're either diabetic, we're on all kinds of medication, high blood pressure, diabetic medicine, cancer. Even people who are pregnant, like older, people who are trying to get pregnant or people who are already pregnant. So these are little things that we have no idea, but there is a strong link. And then heart disease too, heart attacks. So as I began to kind of see that more even amongst my people, there is a strong need for me to be like, you know what, somebody got to say something. At least if they see the name ChiChi Anigbogu, it might just make them pause and want to listen. Not because I'm trying to sell the practice, but yes, I did open a practice. partnered with a doctor and we opened a practice in Georgia, which I'm super proud of. And so doing a better job actually, because now I'm able to bring in people from our community to come in for preventive care. Because in dentistry, just like in health, anything you're able to prevent is always better than having to treat it at the end of the day. It will cost you more money, it will cost you more pain, it will cost you more time. So why not start and do what you got to do, especially knowing what you need to know. So that's how that actually came to be. So this has been in the works. Like it's been like maybe 12 months, really, a whole year, but just time never permitted. There you go.
So you said you went to Nigeria as part of your doctorate.
I knew you would pick up on that.
No, because I want to know what you found out. I'm not talking about the grant or anything. I'm interested in the practice of dentistry in Nigeria.
Okay, good.
The knowledge base, because when I was home, if you go and see a primary care doctor, you've done wonders. And talk about specialized areas of medicine. So do we even have how is the practice in Nigeria?
So the Nigerian, believe it or not, some Nigerians, especially the elites, actually understand, some of them, but just a very little fraction of them, understand the need to actually go in every 6 months. They call it polishing, scaling and polishing, right? And so that's key. And I've partnered with 1 or 2 doctors as well, 1 or 2 dentists in Nigeria, particularly in Abuja, actually. And I had one in the East at some point, but he, Japad, that's what Japad, like he left Nigeria, of course. So yeah, the knowledge is not widespread. The practice, what I found out was clearly there's a big, I'm saying big white gap. Right? People actually go to the dentist only when they have a toothache. Okay. And then people actually believe, strangely, that you're able to use alternative medicine to cure your toothache. Because during my research, I came to find out that people would actually go to, especially, I don't know about the Yorubas though, but the Igbos in the East, they have this culture of where they actually have people they can go to and they give them something to rinse. They rinse, they spit, and then things like worms or whatever. I never saw that, but I was told that you literally see the things that are crawling out and coming out. Now, the one thing about dentistry is that dentistry is mechanical. Okay? It's not like a headache where you take a Tylenol or ibuprofen and then you get better. No. Once you start hurting, it needs to be fixed. And that's all, these are all part of the knowledge, like the messages that I need to get out there. First of all, don't wait for it to hurt. Have your regular checkup. Because when you do your checkups, then we're able to find out a cavity, because it starts with a cavity. It starts with just a low bacterial infection on the tooth. And then the doctor drills that plate, puts a filling, and that filling holds it for years. But if you never go, then you never find out about the cavity until it gets into the nerve. Now you either need a pull or you need a root canal. Now, as you get older, you never had your teeth cleaned. Remember, it does not matter how much you brush and floss, okay? There's still bacteria left in the mouth, mostly in between and below your gum lines. When you look in the mirror, the part of the teeth that you're seeing is actually like you have more buried underneath the gums. Your regular toothbrush can never get down into the gums. Like the best toothpaste out there now is like some like Crest Detoxify or whatever, claiming to get down into 4mm pocket, like below the gum line. And that's really like maybe years, like 2-3 years now, right? So before that, just 2 to 3mm pocket depth is actually what you're able to truly get into. But truth be told, how many people would actually have time to brush their teeth for that long and be able to floss in between to get all that out? That's why you need to see your dentist, your dental hygienist. So at every point in time, you're able to at least get most of that bacteria that you're not able to control out. And that's what causes gum disease. the main cause of bad breath, really. Because when your gums are not healthy, mouth is not healthy. That means you have a lot of bacteria that actually has a tendency to travel down the bloodstream, and that's what impacts systemically. So when we say gum disease is chronic, when I say it's systemic, it's a true statement because it's a systemic disease as well, because your gum tissue is a soft tissue. And then you talk about your teeth. So it's a lot that we don't know, but knowledge is power, like I said. Then come oral cancer. That's a big thing too. So if you're getting pap smear for men, and then men, you're getting your, your cancer checks and all that stuff, why would you not want to check for oral cancer? And that is a thing. You don't have to be a smoker to get oral cancer. Oral cancer really has a lot of link with herpes in the mouth. Like that's if you're sexually active and you're practicing oral sex, there is a big chance of oral cancer being a thing for you as well. And these are things that we truly don't know. So it's not just when you're chewing tobacco or when you're smoking, but it's a lot to cover that we are not able to cover here. Simply the reason why I felt like this YouTube channel would impact not just my people though, because again, it's global. It's, I have a lot of friends outside of our community. So African-American friends of mine, they're helping spread that news. I have a lot of dental hygienist friends who are literally beginning to use this channel as their oral health instruction session during clinical sessions with their patients. So again, the impact for me is just to have a global impact, because at the end of the day, the more people you reach, the more my mission is accomplished.
Mm-hmm. So there's a way to look at this. We're looking at it, the Africans in the diaspora from my own perspective and those at home. I was thinking as you were speaking, how many dentists do we have in Oruku or Zobo or Nobi? Do we know? Do we
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Oruku though, but I know there is one in the local village of Ozobo, like our local joint hospital in Ozobo, right? And I met him last year when I went home for my mom's funeral. And like I said, in the past, my husband and I, we've been, especially my husband, because he's home more, he's been able to distribute, oral health care packages to people in that community. And he's partnered with that particular person. But so if I can just count one attached to like a local hospital, and I don't even think he's consistent. I think it's just somebody, because when I talked to the main person at the hospital, he was very interested, and because they didn't have nobody consistent was actually there. So somebody having a toothache, honestly, I don't know how they handle it. I can't. They probably would need to go to Newi to have that taken care of, and that's the result. Using the local alternative medicine, to where they go in, they give them something that will temporarily, but then we are forgetting what happens, right? There could be an abscess, which could actually trigger something neurologically. Like, so the mouth really, the body is connected in some kind of way. So that's why I'm usually afraid. So a lot of things that happen to where someone actually just dies or whatever could have like some links that we're not even able to kind of puzzle and put it together.
Now, when you think about health, oral health and management of that, you think about people growing up in Africa, and I've talked to some Africans who are now in the West. They all say that until they came here, they didn't have a lot of tooth problems. Things like what you are talking about, that there's a factor of how we live here, what we eat. Okay, you look at the children born here, like someone like Jason, I don't know, most of them, they quickly develop oral health problems, unlike people who were born and who grew up in Nigeria. Is this something to do with what they eat in Africa compared to what people eat here, or what is responsible for that?
Absolutely. Dieting plays a major role. When you eat a lot of things that are high in sugar, which of course a lot of things we eat here are processed, right? Carbs, it would play a major role. bacteria that would cause cavities actually thrive better in sugar. So that's another key thing. Back in the day, a lot of things we had were natural. We'll eat vegetables, we'll eat rice, yam, rice stew, all of that stuff. Yeah, so yes. But then again, they came here because now they are older. It takes your enamel, okay, is actually stronger than your bone. So it takes years sometimes for cavities to actually manifest to become symptomatic. So maybe they had something going on and they came here and then it came to that point. So not necessarily because they came here, but again, it could have been delayed. But my bigger thing now is gum disease, right? Because I'm hearing a lot of people are reaching out to me for, we call it mouth odor in Nigeria. Halitosis is actually the correct word, but it could be bad breath as well. So you go back to that. As a kid, you brush your teeth, you're good. But that bacteria actually sits down there below the gum lines, not getting any oxygen. You're not able to clean that out because you're not consistently going in for a professional to disrupt that bacteria. So it gets to that point, and at some point you start taking all this medicine. And so that medication, the medication you're taking will begin to dry your mouth. So for instance, I take allergy pill every day. That's actually a Western illness for me. I don't have that when I visit Nigeria. But once I'm back here, I'm always like, I sneeze a lot. And that's usually when I'm in America. So when I'm here, I take every day, for the most part, I take either Zyrtex or Claritin. And I feel dryness in my mouth. But because I know better, I get my teeth cleaned all the time. And I drink water. I sip on water all the time too, just so my mouth can stay moisturized and not too dry. So it's not really because they came here. It's not the air they're breathing, for sure. It's not American air. I refuse to believe that. But it's something that possibly was happening. They came here and then it took some time to manifest. And then the kids here are lucky because, of course, we're taking them to the to the primary care dentist. And so when they go there, they find out before it becomes a major issue. So that's why it feels like, oh, wow, they just had a cavity. But you could have had a cavity as a kid and no one told you.
I have this theory that some of the older people in villages across Africa that we tend to consider as wicked people, angry people, maybe it was just that they were having toothache that was not treated for years, So, but in general, when you look at Africans, because that's our constituency, Africans who are abroad and their general approach to healthcare, what do you think? Even when they have access to that in whether they're in England or in America or other Western parts of the world, what do you think about their approach to healthcare? Especially the men.
Approach could be improved. And like I said, that's all part of the reason why I started my campaign. Because I've this is a true statement. So I've had a Nigerian patient needed all kinds of work. But then again, when we gave him his bill, he looked at me and said, this is a Toyota Camry cost, right? And so while this is funny, but it's truly not funny because, again, you're putting Toyota Camry over your health. And that Toyota Camry, you're going to sell it versus you want to do the best thing for yourself so you can at least be, you can live longer. Because there's nothing like a good quality life. You know what I mean? Like if you're able to keep your teeth a lifetime, why would you not? Because when you actually lose teeth, you age more. Look at people who they've lost a lot of teeth. They're losing facial muscle. So that's why it's important for you to do whatever you need to do. So if it's something that is salvageable, then we're able to fix versus pulling or extracting that tooth. So I think we just need to improve, not just oral, but health-wise. You see someone who has diabetes, you see someone with blood pressure, especially a man, like a lot of hangout sometimes could actually cause them to drink more, because you're hanging out, you're drinking more. So at the end of the day, you're taking all this medication, but you're not really helping yourself as well. So but I think we're getting better. We're getting better. A lot of us are speaking because we truly care. We're getting to that point where we've raised a lot of people who now know what we need to focus on and how we want to present this topic. Because it's not just me. I know a lot of people, many people are beginning now. So it was an Igbo picnic in Georgia last weekend, and the Igbo nurses had a tent, and they had sugar. They were, doing blood pressure screening and their sugar level. So for me, that was quite impressive, because again, that means they are trying to bring something to their community for people who don't even have access to it, or people who don't even know. So at the end of the day, we just need to continue. We could do better, but at least we have started.
I like what you just mentioned, nurses and what they try to do here, and doctors. Do you think that our professionals here, especially knowing that they left the country, most of them left Nigeria, what could they do to help the country improve the health care system?
I honestly think a lot of them, well, first of all, we have to understand the struggle living in the diaspora, right? A lot of us are privileged to where you don't have to really send money. But then again, you understand it's a lot of needs out there too. So even when it's not your primary family, it's still a lot of people who would reach out for like, hey, I need this, I need that, I need this. And if you visit home often, then you see a lot of needs. So we come here, we work hard, like we are consumed with like, oh, we got to make that money so we can support. But the little time that we have, I see people actually, because even in my village forum, my Oruku village forum, Ozobolo village forum, some other forums, you see people organizing medical missions, or even medical things to take back home, or even trying to get their local hospitals to be functional. Okay, so people are actually being mindful. I just think we need to continue to talk about it. On the other hand, we need help, because we can't just address the people here. We got to address people in Nigeria as well, right? My mom's cardiologist was one of the people who would go to Nigeria every year. But last year, before my mom died, we had a visit, and he flat out told me he wasn't going to Nigeria for a long time. So imagine my disappointment when I asked him why. And he said the container of medical things they shipped, that things were stolen out of it. And so for him, he said this was something we are shipping to help the people, and they end up exploiting. So, and this was a white guy. So coming from him, I didn't know what to tell him. I just told him, because I'm super proactive when it comes to defending my people. Even when sometimes I know, okay, ChiChi, maybe you're overdoing it, but I still need to do it. So I immediately just told him that not everyone is that way. No, that's true. But what I'm saying is sometimes, we want to help. People want to help, but there's no security. Like forget the daredevils like my husband who would push us. Like, I don't care. You're going back to Nigeria. You're going back to the village. Regardless, you'll be fine. People are still there. They're not dead. You know what I mean? Like some people not everyone is as bold as he is, but I know people who want to go back, but they're like, you're brave. How do you guys do it? Because they don't want to go because of the stories they hear. It's either security concerns or just local village people, like they call it the village people. So at the end of the day, I think the message would have to be two ways. Like the diasporas, let's do more so we can give back. People in Nigeria, let's do more so like it's more level ground for people to be more willing to come back and help and support, or even spend money. Because sometimes you feel like you're spending money and it's the wrong people are benefiting from it. So if everything is almost kind of decentralized to where it's not just going to like one particular people. Like if I'm going home now, when I go home, I typically would do my village and my husband's village, right? That's usually my mindset. But I think in overall, what about the poorer villages? Like my villages are almost kind of developed. My husband's village is almost semi-developed as well. But there are still some villages where they don't need, the closest hospital to them might be almost maybe 40 minutes away. What happened to those people? So again, the government would have to step up. We have to step up. But for us to step up even more, we'll need that encouragement. So if this is a platform where people would hear, especially people who actually are in a position to help, then please hear and hear loudly. It could be better. There could be more supporters. There could be people more willing to work. But something got to be given from that end in order for it to be worthwhile for people to want to spend their time and resources.
All right. Thank you so much. We are going to take another break. When we come back, we invite our people to join us and they will interact with you and Jason. Jason will tell us a little bit more about the book. And Jason, before we go, let me ask you, do you hear a lot about your teeth from your mom? Does she push you to do things about your health? Especially
yes, uncle.
I can imagine. All right, we take a break. When we come back, we are going to have interaction with our audience.
Thank you.
right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're here with Dr. ChiChi Anigbogu and Jason, who are talking to us about life in the diaspora, the book that Jason wrote, how to take care of your teeth, your mouth, and general health. Before we go on, let me just announce that the show next week, we're going to have a double header. We are going to have two of our rescheduled shows. We have Farida is joining us next Sunday. She will talk about understanding the changes facing the French-speaking parts of Africa. She's a Togolese writer, a Pan-Africanist, and human rights defender. She will join us at a special time of 11 a.m. After that, we are going to bring in the columnist for the Tribune in Nigeria, Dr. Salako, will join us and talk about Nigerian media bias and Cybercrime Act of 2027 and the elections, all the political stuff that we're used to. So next Sunday, we're going to have two shows back to back. So stay with us if you have the time to join us. I also know that next Sunday will be the World Cup. So we have to find a way. Maybe we'll be watching the World Cup and we'll be talking about politics. All right. So if you want to join us on the show, I will share the link again for those who may want to join us. If you have a question for Jason or for Dr. ChiChi, we will bring you in. Let me see. I have some people at the back end. If you want to turn on your camera so that I can bring you on. But Jason, before I bring them on, let me ask you one more question that our intern had for you. Let me see if I can get it. I don't think we got to that.
Your ability to dream big and visualize your future is one that is admirable, especially to people that are much older than you. I think it can be difficult for people to actually imagine themselves in a vocation that will take years to enter. As an inspiring international evangelist, what has helped you in your early soul-searching years?
So we didn't talk about that when I spoke to you, Jason, about being an evangelist, and what is behind that in terms of where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I want to build a church in Nigeria, in like some parts of Africa.
Okay. You want to do it in Nigeria?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And now I will bring in our guest, our panelists who are joining us. I'm getting an echo from somewhere. I think it's probably, let me see. I'm getting an echo from James. I think it's from you. All right. So when I bring you in, please, if you have a question or comment for either Jason or Dr. ChiChi, you go ahead. Let me start with you, KJ.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Rudolph. You're always bringing quality people to us, and we totally appreciate it because we know it's not very easy to pull such people into this kind of program. Dr. ChiChi, it's good to hear you. Your name sounds so familiar. I don't know, but for one reason or the other, I keep thinking, do I know this name? Do I know this person? I've listened to you, and I really, really appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate all the efforts. I also will appreciate even more if you do something for people of Nobi and keep it going. Because yes, Akurulo, as we say in Igbo, means Orugulo. And I think that the people of the Eastern region will appreciate, indeed, Nigeria will appreciate what you do. Now, I want to just ask a very simple question as a layman in the street. So what if you are supposed to recommend a toothpaste that can help us, and probably also a toothbrush that can help us be able to keep, at least the major time that we are not able to access people like you to check our mouths, what will you be recommending? What kind of treatment? What kind of toothbrush? What kind of mouthwash? Because there are thousands of them out there that we should use. What kind of toothbrush will you also be recommending? And then how many times are we supposed to at least make an attempt to see a dentist or have our mouth check in a year? that would be comfortable for, you know, an average family who have 5 children and a mother and a father. Thank you. And I thank the young man behind you. I mean, he's awesome. Thank you so much. One cannot thank you enough for the work you're doing, because we don't even know all that you do. But God is seeing what you do, and he will definitely bless you. Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you so much, actually. I would say your question is so vital, you know, because that's something that I really should have said, at least my 1 or 2 tips before the show ends. What type of toothbrush? So what I've seen, almost 90% of Nigerians brush with the wrong toothbrush. They brush with hard or medium, because our mindset is the harder the better. And so I've seen the damages when I see, you know, when I see us come through as patients. It's usually, the damage is actually very severe most times, especially as we get older. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens, you know, as time progresses. And then the way we brush, because again, remember, we're always in a hurry. And we almost, for the most part, we say Nigerians are just aggressive. So for the most part, it's always something that will make you just brush so hard and so quick and so fast that you just want to get it all out. But the truth is, you never have to go with anything that is not a soft bristle toothbrush. And this might sound comical, but please hear me and hear me well today. Check your toothbrushes if you have a medium, if you have a hard. Toss that out today. Throw that away. Get a soft bristle toothbrush. If it says soft, then it's okay. Because when it's soft and you brush correctly, and at least for 3 minutes, you're still getting that plaque, that bacteria out. So hard would actually cause your gums to recede. And at some point, you'll start seeing that recession, and your teeth actually would begin to show, like you're brushing off your enamel, which is like the white part. And then the roots of your gum, your teeth actually would begin to show. So tip number 1, no hard, no medium, soft bristle. Toothpaste to use. I'm not here to market any toothpaste. I'm not here to market any company, full disclosure. I do have an affiliation with Crest, because I do sit on the advisory board, but I'm not here to tell you Crest is the best. Crest, Colgate, Sensodyne, these are all reputable toothpaste. Close up. So my recommendation is use toothpaste that has fluoride in it. There's been a lot of negativity about fluoride, but truth be told, you do not swallow. You use small amount of toothpaste, you spit out, and you rinse out at the end. So you're not swallowing toothpaste. So please stick to your fluoride toothpaste. It makes a big difference. Now, as we get older, we want to tackle bad breath. Then we find ourselves getting all kinds of rinses, mouthwash. Make sure the ones you have has no alcohol in it. So as you're shopping around, make sure you're looking for mouth rinses that says no alcohol. Why? Because alcohol-based rinses will dry your mouth up. So as you're already struggling with dry mouth, you don't want to complicate or make it worse using the mouthwash that is not the correct thing for you. Drink lots of water. That keeps your mouth hydrated. And introduce flossing, okay? Floss in between. That's the only way to get that bacteria in between your teeth out. Not toothpicking. Floss.
All right. Thank you, Dr. ChiChi. There's a question in the comment section before we continue with people in the studio. It says, this is from Rover. Is it possible to smell one's own breath? If so, how?
Oh, it is very possible to smell one's breath. You can either do this. or you can actually do on the inside of your elbow, like give it a minute and then smell it. Yes, you can. And if you smell it, it is real. Okay. If you smell it, it's real. And if you do smell it, brush your teeth, floss. It's time to visit your dentist. Then again, let's make sure you're systemically okay. Uncontrolled diabetes could actually trigger, kidney disease and all that stuff. But for the most part, most times it's really from the mouth and it's something we can control.
All right. So next, this is someone you know, Ebele. Welcome to the show. You have a question or a comment for Jason is smiling. Jason, do you have a question or a comment for either Jason or for Dr. ChiChi?
I have comments and questions for both of them.
Okay.
But let me start with Jason.
Yes,
Jason, thank you so much for sharing your life history with us. I personally read your book, and it's a must read for everybody. And I'm so impressed at your age. You nurtured that idea and it came to pass. Thank you for sharing that. It's actually a faith-based book, which I encourage everybody to take out time and read that.
Ebele, can you look down? We can't see your face. You're looking up. Are you watching the game? Okay, yeah. Now
yes, I'm watching. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
I
look at
you guys can see my face.
Yeah,
now.
I want to see your face. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the book is actually a faith-based book, which I actually will encourage everybody to grab a copy and read. You definitely will pick up one or two things that will help you in this do life as it is. Then coming to Dr. ChiChi, thank you so much. I can see the passion you have about promoting oral health not just in America here, but in Africa and Nigeria as a whole. I have a quick question. Are you open to partnering with corporate bodies or governments? What effort have you made so far in getting your message across? Because you actually have a very good mission that I believe our people will definitely benefit from. So are you open to getting a partnership with corporate bodies, which I know that a lot of corporate bodies in Nigeria might like to tap into such mission to promote oral health in Nigeria, and even government as well? Because the more we talk about all this, the more it will get to the right people that actually can do more than individual can do. So what effort have you made so far in trying to get a wider scope for your message across, Dr. ChiChi?
So, well, the first step first is, of course, the channel, the YouTube channel, right? So we're on different platforms, Instagram, Facebook. I have a big LinkedIn presence as well. So I do, put my messages out there on LinkedIn. Now, Nigeria as a whole, getting that message, the partnership with corporations, I haven't really gone that far. I'm open to it. So first question is, are you open to it? Yes, I am very open. I am open to anything that would actually just help spread this good message, right? So that's a plus. I am open. The good thing is people are willing. People know. People want to hear more because I'm getting a lot of engagement. Now, the government, it's not on me, right? But I will continue to spread the good news through social media. Now, the sponsorship part, I think I'll be more successful with American sponsorships just because I've been very privileged to work with some reputable oral care companies here in America. So I think that would come at some point. So that's going to help widen the scope. But the Nigerian aspect, I haven't really tapped into because, like I told you, I did mention that when I first started, I was a little discouraged when I did my dissertation and some of the things I uncovered because, when you're going into something, out of full trust and just thinking that everything 1 + 1 is 1, and then you hear somebody that you're almost kind of trusting tell you that in Nigeria 1 + 1 is not 1, you know, it makes you kind of pull back, because again, you're like, do I trust? Can I really work with this, you know, this kind of people? But as you get older, you figure out how to kind of use wisdom to navigate people, and if anything, you become a change agent. So that is actually my hope and my goal. So I do at some point want to be able to get this message across to people. Right before this came on, actually, I was speaking to somebody who had mentioned, this is actually a friend of mine. She's Caucasian, and she had just returned from Italy. And she knows I'm Nigerian, even though my degree was from here. And just from nowhere, she's like, hey, girl, why is Nigeria not part of the Federation of Dental Hygiene thing that they had in Italy? Every country was there, but Nigeria wasn't. She said she didn't see the Nigerian name or the flag or whatever, but I came to her mind. So when you think about those kind of things, that's Nigeria, as giant, as big as we are, you know, some of those things we miss. And then when we're missing in such actions, then we are delaying the message being kind of carried or even get to the people who need to hear it. So yeah, that's the shortcoming. That's the problem.
All right. Thank you, Ebele. Let's go to Mr. James. Mr. James, welcome to the show. You're muted. Unmute yourself, James.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I will not be able to ask any question because I could not follow the conversation. I had some distractions over here. Also, kindly permit me to ask a humorous question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, not based on what you discussed with her.
Okay.
Thank you, madam, for coming.
Of course.
Good. You're a medical officer, I believe.
Dental. I'm in a dental.
Yeah, I want to find out something. Over here where I work, I find it terribly difficult marking scripts written by medical students. Why is it that medical officers the world over write so badly?
Maybe we are consumed. We are consumed with trying to help save lives, that we're not thinking about penmanship.
Sorry, Mr. James, because you have echo, we're getting echo from your end. I muted you. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. When they come from high school, they write well. But in the course of pursuing their medical program, their handwriting turns, they write in a very bizarre manner. Even in the hospitals, it's only the nurses and allied professionals who are able to read their prescription. Whenever they give us prescription, we have to go to a chemist to be able to decipher it if it is paracetamol or whatever it is. Why do medical officers write so badly? It's a humorous question anyway. I'm not...
I get you. I understand.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
James, I know you are in the Gambia, but there is help coming. Internet is coming. And when they do, doctors here now, they don't write script anymore. They just send it through.
The transcript.
They use apps to send it to your pharmacy. So you don't have to worry about reading what they wrote. So yeah, it's coming to.
we are still a million miles away.
All right,
anyway,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Before I go to the next person, there's a question on the comment section that is easy. I think you can take this. Dr. ChiChi, is diluted hydrogen peroxide a good mouthwash?
Yeah, you can use it. It's fairly safe.
Okay.
A lot of people use that for, Colgate actually has peroxyl, which is very similar to it. So people can use that as antiseptic. A lot of people actually add that to their toothpaste to get their teeth whiter. So I see that practice a lot. Just don't overdo it so you're not sensitive.
Mm. Yeah. All right, Michael, you're next.
Hi, Dr. Rudolph. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
great, great. All right, Rudolph, you did very well today. I will congratulate you. At least we stay out of politics today. Excellent. That's why I joined. At least we have a different topics today. Hi, Dr. ChiChi and Jason. First of all, Dr. ChiChi, I want to acknowledge you. Thank you for raising a good citizen,
Thank
a
you.
wonderful child, and a blessed one. Because sometimes we parents we get caught up in all nuances. We don't get that pat on the back of raising an humble and a good citizen. Because all of us here, our children are in this country that we live in. Jason, thank you for coming to the show. We appreciate you because that's why I acknowledge more, because when you talk to Rudolph, you say uncle, uncle. That's a humbleness. That's respect. And doesn't come by magic. It's through your parents. So they did an excellent job. My first question to you, Jason, is this. Do you want to be a writer?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. Keep up the excellent job, because we need you. We need somebody who can help us to navigate the society. And I will read your book and pass it on to my children, because I have a grown-up children, but I would let them encourage them to read your book. Thank you so much. And on to you, Dr. ChiChi. I want to ask you this question, because you said something earlier about you coming here, you want to do banking and all that, but through your, the other influence, will you tell me, because of where environment we're in, Jason was able to follow his passion, his career? Because you remember back home in Nigeria, our passion is irrelevant. Whether you become a lawyer, nurse, doctor, that's what is prescribed for you. So will you tell us today, how do you guys able to navigate, support, and encourage Jason with his book? I know you see the family affair. That's number one question. Number two question is, how will you feel about our country, Nigeria? I know you've explained things about it, how you do things. Are you still going to be able to do something to carry on doing? Because I tell you what, like you said, there's a frustration that you have. That's what we have. I did a charity in Nigeria with my wife. The next thing they're telling us to pay. We're feeding your children, we're supporting you, but they want us to pay for it. So we only did it once, but because my wife, she's from Caribbean, she's from Guyana. So yes, discourage her a lot. So it doesn't motivate us. So please talk to that about that. And thank you so much for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, it's a three-part question, right? I would say. So first of all, let me make sure I comprehend. Hold on one second. I'm trying to plug in this just so we can make sure we're not disrupted. Okay, good. Wonderful. So making career choices as African parents, it's funny, but it works. My husband and I, my family in general, even my sisters beyond, we've always believed in you help a child nurture their career, their passion, the things they like to do. And then they get older, it becomes a thing for them. And I personally do not believe in people gambling, especially as hard and as expensive as, paying for tuition here is in America, right? So I've always been of that school of thought where you want to go to school and then you come out and you get a job right away. And also believe that you know the best in every child. So I have 3 kids, just a little bit about myself. I have 3 grown kids. Jason is the baby. My oldest is 23, and I have a middle child who is a girl. She's 21. And funny enough, they are both in the dental career path. Son is already in dental school. My daughter is about to start. So when I think about how they've gotten to where they are, including Jason, so I'm speaking for my kids in general. So my children and us, like as a family, we would always, even when they were little, we had family meetings. beginning of the year, we had a family meeting. What is your goal? What's this year looking like for you? What would you like to accomplish this year? What grades are you looking at? So for every kid of mine, they are really assessed differently. I have a kid that I'm not able to accept a B from. You get a B, it's not okay because I know you can do better. I have a kid, a B is an A. You understand? So, but then again, not accepting them losing or failing, but at least still making sure that I'm not breaking them, being overly harsh on them. So I understand their strength, and we would encourage them. Again, strong praying family. We pray. It might sound unreal, but we actually say our morning prayers and we say our evening prayers. So that morning prayer is for them to actually start off their day well. The night is for us to thank the Lord, and then just commit the night to God. So I think that played a major role in helping Jason actually form his opinion how or what he wants to do. So with Jason and his challenges, just navigating through life, when he came up with the idea to write, Jason is really good with his hands. Literally anything you want him to fix, he will fix. TV, computer, all that stuff. He does it so well. So we've always kind of teased him like, hey, Jay, you're going to be the IT guru. And then comes one day, oh, I want to be a writer because I want to be an evangelist. And so, yes, that was from nowhere, out of the blue. So we nurtured that behavior because, like I said, we've always called him the lamb, the one who would hold the peace of the home. So when that actually became a serious thing for Jason, he found his school. He said, oh, I found a school to attend in Florida. And I'm like, oh, okay. He goes to a Christian school too. So then that could have helped as well. So us praying God's will into his life and then being there physically to talk to him, to encourage him, to make sure he understands that he's uniquely built and he has a gift, has actually given Jason that leverage and all the confidence he needs. As you can see, like I said, he's super confident. He knows what he wants and he goes for it. So that's Jason. And then coming back to me, yes, discouraged, but I'm not giving up. Because like I said, I'm more resilient now. So more than ever, I am going to continue. My plan is actually to roll out videos every week on my YouTube channel. So feel free to stay tuned and just kind of follow through. At some point, it will be an interaction where you bring in your questions, we answer, and then I see that as almost like a free teledental, right? So not being charged, but I would give you my honest opinion. If I don't know, then I will research and make sure I talk to fellow professionals, and then I'll come up with a question with the answer, the correct answer for you. So really, yeah, that's my thing. So I'm not stopping. I'm not getting discouraged. I will get discouraged, but I'll pick myself back up and I'll keep going. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Let's before we go to Igbo basics, this is a question from the comment section. This is from Mr. Show. It says, my daughter wants to be a dentist. She's wanted to be one since she was 8. Now she's off to the university in September. What is the best advice you can give her?
The best advice I give my kids, like I said, I have a son in dental school. My daughter is in Columbia, New York. I'm sure you know that, Mr. Rudolph. But from day one, stay focused. Don't go to school and be like, oh, it's my first year. I can afford to play. No, you cannot afford to play. A lot of kids are wanting to become dentists now because they value work-life balance more so than medical. And so we've seen this uprise. A lot of people are wanting to switch from medical to dental. And because, there's enough money, but then again, the work is flexible. The schedule is flexible. You work Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. Most dentists work 4 days a week. I don't know if she's picked a major. She could literally just start off as go through like a 4-year dental hygiene class, course. That could be her first degree. Because as a dental hygienist, which that's me, that's how I started, you do have a better knowledge of how to handle clinical things when you actually get to dental school, and that might even make you more it will give you more options or more opportunities for colleges to have you in, because I'm telling you, a lot of people want to be dentists in today's world. So getting into dental school has become more competitive more than ever. So she needs to please stay focused. Advise her, stay focused. I am willing. My older son is actually a very good mentor. He's taking a lot of people under his umbrella, especially our African young kids, and he's advised them, he's talked to them. And so you can connect with Mr. Rudy, and we can have that one-on-one, because we definitely want to see more of our kids do well and get in this field so we can promote it better.
All right. Thank you, Dr. ChiChi. Igbo Basics, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. ChiChi Anigbogu.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you.
And also Jason. When I heard of Anigbogu, I thought maybe I knew an Anigbogu in Georgia, but that turns out to be from Abagana. That would be Vincent Anigbogu. Right off the court, before I go into all these other things, when I heard of you coming to America to study business management, but so I call it from business management to dentistry. That's what you ended up with, right? That is really, that's a giant step. It reminds me of people like Mazi O'Connor, who came to America to study medicine, but he ended up in theater arts. So it was good that you listened, because myself, I came here to study business administration. Yes, I studied business administration, but in retrospect, I probably would have taken a different route. So for the younger ones who are listening, it's always good to listen to a wider range of what is it, where is the world moving to today. Just don't because it sounds business administration, then you go into it. You'll be better off maybe studying law or anything of that nature. Having said that, I'm an old soldier. I believe I'm more than 71, if not 72. So I qualify as an elder or a senior citizen. I believe I qualify for that. I have seen enough around the world. I don't recall the first time I used toothpaste and toothbrush. I am one of those who happen to have been privileged to have come from the older generation. We grew up with chewing stick, acho. So that chewing stick, acho, has its own magic. I've also seen the elderly ones go through certain things from our parents. For instance, some of them, I didn't know what they were doing, but they used to use like tobacco. The tobacco was laced with akanwa and stuff like that. They used to rub it in their teeth. And in our time, when we were having toothache, they will use the same thing, anwo, tobacco, that's anwo. They will use it and rub on our teeth. So whatever that was. So my question to you, because I could go on and on and on with a whole lot of stuff that's going on out here. I heard you say something about when you lose a tooth, you're aging with tooth loss. I happen to be one of those, whether it is true or not. I happen to have a belief that each time you lose one teeth, when I mean lose one teeth, when they pull a teeth from you, it's your nerves. They are subtracting 1 year from your life. That's my personal belief. Not scientific, but that's my belief. So I'm one of those who would refuse to go to the hospital or take medication unless I must, even at spring. That's how I grew up, and I'm still struggling with it until tomorrow. Up to today, I used to cover my mouth and tell Dr. Damages that no, I just don't mind. I'm going through some process. But as of today, I'm able to, say maybe put a little smile on my face and stuff like that. Having said all that, have you considered a research into chewing stick? Because we cannot kind of like disregard the things that we grew up with. And this is a case of herbs versus modern medicine. And if so, I will follow up with all the good work you're doing. Please keep it up. I will just talk about outlets. When we say Igbo Basics, we've been publishing since 1995. Okay. That's when we started publishing Igbo Basics. It is through the work that we did at Igbo Basics that we came to know people like Dr. Damages, Rudolph. And then I also had KJ asking you if you can, as Nobi, which is Rudolph's village, if you can extend your goodness to that village. As a matter of fact, the wife of Chief Zebrodea Okorigwe Ngobe, alias 430, she is currently going through some very serious dental issues. And I was going to plead with you, maybe send their information through Dr. Damages, that you're able to reach out to Amorozwa, that's her name, she's a French teacher. Maybe some of those personal touch could go a long way in preserving life and prolonging life a little bit more. So that my question is in two folds. The first one is the research into atu, which is our traditional way of cleaning our mouth until the modern medicine came with toothpaste and every other chemical that comes with it. And then the other question would be, when you go to igbobasics.com, since you have a YouTube channel and you are somebody that will consider that is very, very stable, maybe you could plug in as an outlet, because when we say we are custodians of the conscience, we truly believe in whatsoever that we present is pure. And I just want to thank you for coming from a position of purity, which is what I see. The way you are presented and the way you are presenting things is a matter of what you believe in, and it will take you a very long way. The seeds you are sowing today are the fruits that your children will reap tomorrow. That is my two questions and my 10 cents to this conversation.
Thank you very much, sir. I would keep it very simple and short. Yes, I have considered the ATO research, actually. I spoke to my son about it some time ago, because especially the Yoruba ATO, like the bitter ones, like the ones that would foam, because something in me keeps telling me does have something. Yes, so yes, that did flash my mind some time ago. We just have not gotten to that point yet. But trust me, not just me, a lot of Nigerians, every so often when we gather as oral health professionals, everybody's like, I wonder what is in the foamy part and the bitterness and all that stuff. Yes, so it would happen. It would definitely happen. It's just time and how to even start. And then the second part of what you did suggest, the Igbo basic, absolutely, I'll be more than honored. I would partner with Dr. Damages to see how I can, be more visible with you guys. But I'm open to it as well. Thank you.
You have done well. And if you need any other information as far as the herbs and stuff like that, we are available for you. Ask questions. Ask, because I'm one who grew up in the bush. I trust in the bush. And when I go back to Nigeria, I always go back into the bush. I've been documenting herbs and everything else before we all cut them all up. So anything you are looking for in that regard, please do not hesitate to ask, either through Dr. Damages or directly. We will be able to provide you with whatever you need to make life easier for your research. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Igbo Basics. Before we go to the next person, I have a few questions, one on my WhatsApp and one on the comments here. But let me clear one thing. Nobi, ChiChi is not from Nobi, but the sister is married to my uncle who is from Nobi. And Nobi is not, we may not have a dentist, but we're not desperate. Anyway, I'm just kidding. The point is that Nobi is not, it's not too bad in Nobi. That we
Dr. Damages, that was a direct appeal. That was a direct appeal. Because I just got off the telephone with Chief Secretary Kurigumobe.
Yeah.
And the issue he presented me on the table again is that issue of the tooth problem.
All right, don't help us. Don't Nobi. No, I'm trying to protect the image of Nobi. Okay. the question I got from the WhatsApp says, is it? It's about dental implants. This person wants to know. His name is Flagship. He wants to know: are they safe? They last long. Does she recommend them? And is it hygienic?
Yes, dental implant is actually one of the best things that ever happened to us in dentistry, right? That's a way to replace missing tooth. The key thing is getting it done well. So a lot of times we try to cut corners and we implant and then they fail. So there's a tendency for them to fail. So it's a lot of money. So if you're considering dental implant, please make sure you at least use a real dentist. That's my number one advice. And then number two, when you have that, because of the money and the investment, okay, there's a particular way to take care of it. Okay, nothing metal can go around it. So only a good professional would know how to handle your implant. And you have to brush, you have to floss. You really have to keep that area well, just so you can prevent bacteria accumulation. Because just like anything that is artificial, it's still something implanted in the mouth. So you need to be very careful because it's like a rod. It goes in like the root of your tooth. And then a crown is put on top to build like from the roots up. So really, yes, it's a breakthrough and we are very excited. And that's usually the number one option when it comes to replacing a missing tooth. Now, there are many things that will need to be right in order for that to happen. You will have to have enough bone so we can at least get in there and put in that implant. So yes, please, if you do need an implant and you can afford an implant, 100% support. Just make sure you see your dentist, your dental hygienist, at least every 3 to 4 months. Make sure that area stays clean.
Okay, one more question. This one from the comments section says, how does vaping nicotine products affect hygiene, assuming the vapor does not contain sugar?
So vapor dries up the mouth. When your mouth is dry, the good bacteria is not thriving. So vaping nicotine actually causes gum disease. And you hear me say gum disease has a link to heart attack, stroke, heart disease, uncontrolled diabetes, and all kinds of stuff. So when you're vaping and you have that smoke, your tissue becomes fibrotic. So when your tissue is harder because it's not enough oxygen, it's not enough saliva, because you need your saliva really. So when you have those artificial habits that you really shouldn't have. So yes, my number one advice is quit today. And if you're not able to quit today, at least work towards that. You can have support group. If you're married, your wife can help you. If you're the woman smoking, husband is not smoking, the other partner can help. Or even just read up on it too. Clearly says smoking kills. So when something you're buying clearly labels this could kill, so it tells you that definitely there is something in it that you should not be doing. So it does have a strong link to just your mouth being unhealthy. And it causes bad breath too. So smoking and rinsing with mouthwash, smoking and brushing your teeth right away. Yeah, that could help, but ultimately it's just masking something that you really could stop to help improve yourself and your life.
All right, let's go to Ike. Ike, welcome to the show.
Dr. Damages, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. Dr. ChiChi and Jason. Happy to see you on the
Thank
platform.
you.
First of all, let me say, um, Jason, for what you have done and for what you hope to do. I think the sky is your beginning. Um, is a gift, and you are blessed. Um, you have the spirit of resilience. You have the spirit of commitment of what you believe in, and you have the power of aspiration to aspire to what you want to be. And at this age, you're beginning to think about touching lives.
Okay.
It is something that is very, very inspirational to me and to a lot of people. And I hope the family support you got all these years, that the family will continue to knit together to help you to achieve, to put smile in the life of millions of people around the world. I am highly impressed, and I pray that the Lord will continue to be your strength, and you will continue to do what you think that is best for you. The family value that I was listening, because I was coming back from the church and the program started, and I was listening, doing one thing or the other. And the story of ChiChi and yourself about family, it got me to remember that I'm proud to be an Igbo man, because family is the most important thing in the life of every Igbo man. And I think it doesn't matter wherever we are today, our family is the first thing. East, west, north, and south, there is no place like home.
Absolutely.
So I thank God for that. And I thank God for your family. And I pray that a lot of us will learn from, the inspiration of your family by trying to lay hands of support to Jason and what he's doing, irrespective of whatever he has gone through. A lot of people grown up cannot go through what he has gone through and survive. But that's why I say he has a surviving spirit. And keep it up. God bless you.
Thank you.
For you, my sister, equally bear the same name with my wife. I have few questions about. I was listening when you were talking about toothpaste and the brushes, and he sent shivers onto my spine, because like as you said, as Ojibo, right? We like hard things, and we go on by hard brush and the medium. But when you talked about the soft brush, I think it's a very good education to a lot of us, because a lot of us go with the hard brush or the medium. But the soft brush, as you said, I am one of the people who I think I'm going to throw away the ones I have already in my cupboard.
Please do.
I'll go back to get some soft brush for myself. And about the toothpaste you said, I think the dentist here, moreover, I live in one of the most beautiful islands in the world. I live in the island of Bonaire. So I think that was the recommendation they recommended for me. Sensodyl is what I'm using now for over 6 months or 1 year. But my question is, what is right thing to brush before breakfast or to eat before brushing? Because sometimes it's confusing, right? And sometimes I see my wife or mostly in Europe. I don't know if it's like that in America. When I go vacation, I see my kids, they eat before they brush, and I don't understand that. So what is the most basic hygienic thing for you to do? Because for me, I feel as I wake up in the morning that the first thing I need to do is to brush my mouth before I go for my breakfast table. But I don't know, that's your profession. Then the second question for me is, how long can you use one brush?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. So we've kind of talked about soft bristle, and then we're going to toothpaste, right? We talked about, should we brush in the morning before food or after? Well, the normal culture is brush. You wake up, you brush, and then your day starts. You understand? So I would say you brush and your day starts, because a lot of people don't have time to eat breakfast, come back and brush. Really. So the normal order really should be brush, brush, shower, do whatever you do. And then the key thing is at nighttime, you brush again. So you should be brushing 2 times a day, at least 3 minutes every day, each time. And that's enough. That's really all you need. Okay, because you brush, you wake up in the morning, you have bad breath because you've had your mouth closed for a long time. So that's why you need a kill. You need to, neutralize that bacteria by brushing your teeth and rinsing properly and flossing. And then at nighttime before you go to bed, because you've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can actually at that point brush before you go to bed, because you don't want to go to bed with all that food particles, still on your teeth or your tooth. Then the third part of your question was, what was it? Remind me.
How long can you use a toothbrush?
How long? Well, standard time is 6 months, or after a bad, terrible cold. Right? Like I just had a bad cold, and so the normal thing for me, because I had that cold, I was sneezing and all that stuff, I threw my toothbrush away and I got me a new one. So typically 6 months is enough. But then depending on how aggressive you are, if you're brushing too aggressively, then look at the bristles. If it's kind of smiling at you, it's all over the place, even without the 6 months, throw that away, because that means it's really not getting into all the corners well for you. So it could be after a bad cold, 6 months, or if it's really telling you, oh, it's time, change me, then it's time to change that brush.
Okay, finally, one other question, Dr. Damages. I was listening to you when you were giving advice about, what we need to do. For example, when I came to the island first time, the insurance was covering dentists, but right now they don't. And I see a lot of family, because your area of work is very expensive, and a lot of family, not really, they don't want to do it, but when they look at the cost, they keep away from it. So what advice do you really give? Because like people back home, it's a difficult situation, right? Even where I live, it's not all the families that can afford dentists right now. A lot of people who don't go to dentists anymore, or they keep it a very long time because of the cost of going to the dentist. Or sometimes when you keep it so long, it costs you more also. So a person in such situation, what advice do you have for people in that situation? I don't know in America if insurance cover dentists. I don't know. So
insurance, and that's actually a good question. That's a very, very good comment, because it's the same. It's same here in America, right? We don't have free medical. We don't have free dental, except maybe Medicaid, Medicare. A lot of dentists really don't accept Medicaid, for so many reasons. But I'll tell you the one thing that I have come to realize: people afford what they deem necessary. So if you put a value to something, if you tell yourself, I'm able to afford a dental visit at least once a year for my family, we can make that happen. We can begin to even, set funds apart and be like, this is actually $10 here, $10 here. Because at the end of the day, if you are going in for preventive visit, okay, it would not cost you that type of money. Another good thing is most dental practices would have in-house plans. Like the practice that I co-own with somebody, another dentist, that Washington Dental Care, we have in-house plan. We have payment options. So with that being said, even when you don't have insurance, we are able to still meet you at some point. And when you have insurance here is almost like a stipend. They don't cover like medical does. Because people keep saying, oh, it's so expensive to go to the dentist, but it's really not. Because if you think about how much we pay when we go to regular medical practitioners, it's way more. It's just that medical insurances would cover more. And then when you think about what you're paying for your dental, it's usually like a little fraction of what you pay for medical. Like your dental might be like $50 a month. versus $500 for medical. So at the end of the day, you're not expecting dental to cover as much as medical because you're not paying them that type of money. So it would have to be a shift, mindset shift. Do we value dental visit as something that my family must do yearly? Our kids need cars when they turn 16 or 17 here in America, right? Somehow, no matter how difficult, we make it happen for them. So I honestly believe that if we actually develop a mindset of this is a value versus this is something that could happen, it would eventually become something that we can afford. And I'm not being insensitive to people's plight, but I've seen that happen where I did, like we worked it out to where you can give up that Coke every day. And then at the end of the year, how much are you saving from it? And you add that up, it adds up to something. So it's a value change. If we shift a little bit to like, this is something that I truly need, this is something that my wife needs, this is something my children would need, then we can make it happen.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We still have so much questions, but we're not going to take them anymore. What we're going to do now is take a break. When we come back, we get Jason and Dr. ChiChi to give us their final thoughts. We round up the show. So let's quickly take a break and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Onye ọma zoro obi o, akwa nwa zoro obi o, Max ịbịa bunyegokwanụ m n'ofube n'azụ ụlaga n'ịbịa zugo, mmanwụ ụlaga do n'ịbịa zugo, akwa nwa nwa ilochi o, biko rapụ zoro ka ọ nabazi ya. Onye mazuru biko abamba wazara nasari ibya unyane gana mo ulagadori byazego mo ulagadori byazego abamba wilo chila bigora buzoro ona wazi Mazi wako mamwe Odogu na kwerezi neka Onyoma nigadele mwa Mazi ni bazi kama Ibu go wuti baladi Odogu na chala noka Ezi wane mliga delemo Olagado ni pezigo noe Ma olagado ni pezigo Amama mwilo chilo Nikora muzoro Anabazi Te Onyama zoro de Mama wazara nesari Ibya muyanu kwana mo ofube naru Olaga doni biazugo Nazaboy Olaga doni biazugo Amama wilo chilo Biko rapu zoro Anabazi Ayes Odogu kenenu bikechofo Ama kwa mnika kugogia Waligwe kwelo Ikejo mabele bege Hey you boy Eku kampu neke chukwu n'ịgaji esi nwanne m ekene ịlapụlụ ife niile na-eme wee bịa nke gosili na anyị na gị bụ nwanne wisdom ịgaji ka nye gị maịkị ka ogobanya bụ egwu isili mmaksi ọ bụ na-etiri egwu a malụkwa malụ n'imego m ife ọjọọ wee sị gị nwanne m ife ọkụ na ịchọlụ na ngeme wisdom onume ekene gị gbamanwe iyo iyo biko lapụ nabasị ya zoro 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 Joy na bugwu Hausa Sokoto Ujembe Enwilo anụ solo nwe ma n'ọfịa na-ara onye nwụrụ zuru ike.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Where is the host? Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. What happened? Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a wonderful day. Thank you, Dr. ChiChi, and thank you, Jason. I will let you guys give us your concluding thoughts. Maybe, ChiChi, when you are talking, it's this question I think may be important. I've never had that before. Something about microplastic from toothpaste, from toothbrush. I didn't know there is something like that. Maybe you can address that in your concluding thoughts. So
okay. I'd like to know exactly what that means. But let's have Jason close out for us.
Yeah. Jason, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your encouragement, and I hope you will buy my book on on Amazon, and please buy my book on Amazon for supporting, and have a good day.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. The book that put it up here is on Amazon. You can buy it. It's called My Life: A Story of Strength, Faith, and Family. All right, Dr. ChiChi.
Okay, may I please have you read that question? I need to.
Oh, the exact question. Yeah, I saw it in the comment section. Okay, let me see if I can quickly.
Yeah, the comment. I need to know exactly what that.
Yeah, if I can get it. It was something that crossed my mind when I saw that. Okay, yeah. This is a question. What of microplastics coming off toothbrushes?
Oh, microplastics. Well, every product would have a cons and pros, right? And reputable companies. I personally don't use any type of toothbrush. I use electric toothbrush because that's actually the best option for you. But if you're using manual, I would make sure that you're getting ones, with better bristles, like because again, the microplastics would be from the bristles of the brush. And I've seen that because I have a sister who would never, she's like, I don't think I'm comfortable buying toothbrushes from Nigeria. And it's funny because she lives in Lagos. She doesn't really need a whole lot, but there are particular things she would always have you send to her. Something as simple as a toothbrush, because she tells you that whatever she buys, even when it's labeled properly, ends up like, the bristles and all that stuff just coming off. So again, I don't know I can't really speak to, why that happens, but obviously we know why, because it's poor quality. But then again, even some reputable companies, we've had some allegations, or really even people accusing companies like Colgate or even Crest of their toothpaste or their toothbrushes containing things that they shouldn't contain. So, but the thing about America is there's accountability. So when that happens, and a lot of people speak up and really prove that this is happening, it's changed. And that's why they have advisory board members who actually come together. Like I mentioned earlier, I've actually been on Colgate advisory board, currently still on Crest. So 2 times a year, we actually go to their company in Mason, Ohio, to review their new products, give opinions before they actually manufacture. So these are things, they do put a lot of things into place before they sell, before they even send to FDA for approval, because they want professionals to taste, to feel, to critique, come back, ship back to us, hear the opinion, the feedback. And sometimes it's not even for me. I get it, and I have family members try. I'm like, hey, husband, what do you think about this? So whatever they tell me, because I might be too biased, so whatever they tell me from their perspective, I take it back to, okay, this is what I'm hearing, this is what I heard. Or I could even give to my patients as well, just to have a wide opinion. So yes, products are products. Some products are failures, some are, success. So if what you're using is not working, try something else. We have a lot of good products for sure out there.
So your final thoughts.
Well, final thoughts. I have nothing else to say but a big, giant thank you. Thank you, Dr. Damages. Yes, we're family. But then again, what you do, I can't even quantify that, because you're super committed. You're one person I know, you're so diligent. You're irrationally persistent. You just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep going. So thumbs up for that. And thanks for having me here. For everyone who has participated, the questions that came through, all super needed, super intelligent, super smart. So I'm highly honored to be in your midst today. And I'm one person that is super reachable. My YouTube, my Facebook, my Instagram, reach out to me. If you have any questions, I will try to answer your questions for you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the only thing you can actually do to help spread this message. Like I said, there's a wide gap, and we can. If each of you can at least subscribe and get 1 or 2 people to subscribe, share and like, I think we can go places. Not just within the Nigerian community, but the world globally. So do your part. Let me continue to do my part. Together we'll make this happen. Have a great week, everybody, and stay blessed.
All right. Thank you, Dr. ChiChi. Thank you, Jason. ChiChi, we'll probably bring you back 6 months from now. And I think people have more questions. And sometimes we just talk about politics. Meanwhile, they have a toothache that they don't understand what to do about it. So we'll bring you back maybe in 6 months' time. And
it would be my pleasure. So let me know when, and then we can plan around it.
All right.
Have a good day and a good week.
All right.
Stay blessed.
Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you. We will take a break, and when we come back, we do our final feedback and continue with the after show, which KJ will host. KJ is here, and KJ will be able to take it from there.
I am adore, lele, adore. Idukwasa maka onyoma odika powder. Idukwasa mupu onyoma odika fomu. Idukwasa mishi onyoma odika pilu. Oh lo 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 lo, aturubu ebule wakamwa iwariwo. Ice. Rosa Olerio, Rosanna Olerio, Rosanna Olerio adikadimba. Adure Oleri, Adure Olerio, Adure, Aturuwe bule waka wa iurio. Adure, Adure lele, Adure, Adure lele. Idukwasa maka onyoma odika powder. Idukwasa mupu onyoma odika fomu. Idukwasa mishi onyoma odika pilu. Oh lo 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 lo, aturubu ebule wakamwa iwariwo.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I hope it was worth your time. Next Sunday, we are also going to bring you another edition of 90 Minutes Africa. We are going to have Farida come to the show to talk about understanding the changes happening in French-speaking African countries and colonialism, changes happening in French-speaking Africa, and the sometimes we don't understand what's happening in Togo, in Mali. We found a writer from that region that will join us to discuss that. That will start at special time of 11 a.m. That is 11 a.m. New York time, which will be, I think that will be 5 p.m. in Nigeria. No, yeah. So 4 p.m. in Nigeria. This is very important for those who typically know that we start at 1:30. We are not going to start at 1:30 next week. We are starting at 11 because she's in a place that is 9 hours behind. So that will be the first show. The second show will be that we're going to have Dr. Salako will join us. He's in the editorial board of Tribune newspapers. He writes a column, back page column for the Sunday Tribune. He will join us to talk about the election in Nigeria 2027, media bias, and this law called the Cybercrime Act of 2015 that is updated, that is putting people in detention. So if you can join us next week, Sunday, we will bring those to you. Also, that will be the day the finals of the World Cup will happen. So we have to manage all those together. All right. Thank you guys for hanging in here. KJ, you are going to have the after show, and that will be interesting. A lot of things happened this week. In fact, yesterday we had that Lindsey Graham died.
Oh.
Senator Graham died. Yeah, man of prestige. How are you? Graham died, and I know that he was very, very influential senator in the United States. He was 71. So maybe along the way, after you do a feedback on what we discussed today, you can have a conversation on that, and maybe touch on what we discussed yesterday about the teachers and students that were freed in your state. I know that the story has continued to develop, and there are a few other things that happened since yesterday when we touched on that. So let me quickly get to everybody here your quick feedback, and then we close up. Man of Prestige, you've been away for a while. What are you okay? Are things okay?
This is World Cup time, okay? And the time you talk about next week, it is not a good time, because that's the final of the World Cup. I'm a soccer fanatic, so this is my period. Traveling all over, where I can, family watching this World Cup going on. So after the World Cup, I will become a regular back. So we on break. We on break this today.
This 1 month.
Yeah, there's no soccer today. So,
oh yeah, that's why we saw you. There's no soccer today. So how do you watch it? Do you watch it at home or do you go to viewing
some
centers?
at home, some some watching it. Yeah. But very, because the soccer doesn't come quite often. This is one in a lifetime. This may be the last time I may see it in US. So taking the opportunity, to do what I can do to watch it, go live and everything. Yeah. So that's why you see my absence, but it's always pleasure to be on your platform. Like I didn't listen to the lady earlier, but I know she was coming on. I saw her kid when I spoke briefly, but I was busy at that particular time. But I said, let me join her, but I'm leaving, I just want to come say hi to Dr. Damage, Oh, I forgot, and I have to support the channel. I will do that through Zelle, okay? But I just want to come say hi to everybody. I'm not gonna jump because I don't know what the topic was about. I didn't listen to the lady, but I saw the doctor. I think she's a dentist or whatever. Am I right?
Yeah, she's a dental professional. Dental hygiene professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I just said let me come and say greet everybody. AJ, bro. Greetings. Mr. Ike. And my Igbo basic. Greet everybody. So I just want to greet everybody. Okay, I'm leaving right now. Thank you.
Yeah, before you go, hold on. Since we have you and you're a soccer fanatic, how is it going? I get comments from people. I have friends who watch it like you. Hold on. They were telling me that
the soccer has implicated himself, like what everybody has been saying. You know what's going on? Had Trump intervene and everything. Just the FIFA is corrupt, completely. If you look at the Egypt match, you can see it was rigged. They favor Argentina. It's all about the money, the transaction part of it. They want Argentina to be there. And this is exactly what happened. Dr. Damage, Gage, and everybody. This is the first time in FIBA history that the top 4 team has made it to the final. If you look at the ranking, the team has qualified in the final. They ran from France to Spain, to Spain to England. What we have right now, all of them are in the top 4, and they qualify for the final to play the semi-final. That has never happened in football history. Whether it's rigged or by fortunate, nobody's know. But there's a lot of partiality in it. Or the one against South African country, they purify exactly what I'm talking about. If you watch the Egypt match, I mean, it was rigged to the, I'm not there. I don't have any kind of empirical part to back up what I'm saying, but everything can be coincident. I mean, the referee, what he did, he didn't give it the same thing to the Egypt, even when goal has already been scored. If you went back to the foul that was already committed, I'm not saying that's wrong because that happened to Nigerian game. The game Nigeria played in the last World Cup. Nigeria scored, but they took the goal away. And no, not this one, the one that was playing in Ivory Coast. But having said that, they didn't give that to the same Egypt, So there's there's some partiality, what's actually going on in the one we have right now. This is exactly what the FIFA want. They want the 4 top country, whether it's by coincidence or whatever. They want the best country to compete. It's all about money, and that's what we have in the 4 team right now. In the semi-final, but it's a good team. We're really going to enjoy it. We're soccer fanatic. I don't know why Dr. Damage, you don't get into that.
No.
Can I say something?
No. I don't want us to move away from just get feedback on what we discussed. I don't want it to be about soccer. It's just a man of presence. We don't see him all the time, and so maybe when we go to the after show, you can talk about soccer additional.
Thank you, Dr. I just wanted everybody. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead, Igbo Basic.
So I just wanted to ask man of prestige about the Bolu yellow card yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That turned into a red card.
Yeah, he has to go.
Yeah. What I wanted to add, and I don't want people to be oblivious of that is that this is the first time that they're using so much of technology in the game. And that only does not only expose certain things, it also makes it almost impossible for this game now to be played very well in parts of Africa. You see, what they are using right now, the technology they are using and implying, tomorrow they will say that African referees are not good because we don't have all those things in our fields. We don't have cameras everywhere on our fields. Okay. And then the issue of, partiality or otherwise, it's not the first time. There was a time a hand of God scored the final match. So this is nothing new. We have seen this many times, and just the same way we say we who are Christians say there's no system a man makes or invents that can always be perfect, be proof free from being able to be utilized to do some form of corruption. If you ask me, the FIFA is an organization. It needs to survive. It needs to survive. It needs to have money to pay his staff all around the world and pay the teams. Certain people may win and that money will not come out. Haven't also said that the Egypt one is the one I feel a bit, not happy about. But like you said, we'll discuss this thing at the open. I'm not, just like you, Rudolph. I'm not like you. At least I watch football. I know this is how it goes on. But let us not be carried away. Every organization seeks to, even we in this channel now, if Igbo Basic can be paying us, help to sponsor the program, I will interview him every day. Now. I will not mind. Every day I'll be here to talk to Igbo Basic. That's how it happens. These are some things that we cannot avoid, especially if we're not picking the bills. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, KJ. Igbo Basic, you want to say something?
Yeah, from your mouth to the ears of God, I wish and pray. For the Jason, the young man who has just my life and the direction he's going, I would like to further encourage him, but more so to tell him to look around his environment each and every time, because you never know who you are traveling with, even if it's on a bus, on a train, or in an airplane. I once traveled with Reverend T.L. Osborne. Osborne was the founder, chairman of Osborne Foundation, that's OSIFO International. I was on the same seat with him on a business class. I just didn't know the person that was sitting on my side is from Oklahoma. But he gave me his business card. He may be long gone or whatever. So what I'm pointing out to Jason is to take nothing for granted, and the direction you are going, keep going that direction, but follow up, follow up, follow up. Because each time we meet people, we don't know who they are until maybe a few years later we say, oh, the person I was just sitting down there in an airplane with was Jesus Christ. But as at the point in time we're seeing it, we don't know who we are working with. And for ChiChi, I'm particularly proud of the work that she is doing and the direction that she's taking in doing this work. And I will also always extend to, even around you, never hesitate to ask questions, because the things that I did not ask our matriarchs or patriarchs, the ones that have gone, I am saying to the young ones now and to our viewers out there, ask these questions, because some of us who know the difference from Ogwugwa to Ogweze and what is happening in the modern world of chemicals and everything else. And that's why I brought out the issue of, I don't even recall the last time, this first time I used toothbrush, being from an old generation. Those things that our forefathers and our forebearers were using, and it was working for them. Please ask questions now. Look deeper, and you find out the secrets behind them, and then take it to the bank because it belongs to you. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Igbo Basics. Let me, before I come to you, Ike, let me just welcome Maska. Maska, welcome to the show. And OBE, welcome to the show. We're rounding up. We're just getting feedback, quick feedback before the after show. Let me come to you, Maska. Did you watch?
Yeah. Okay. So I suppose it's afternoon in New York.
Yes.
So good afternoon, Mr. Rudolph, and good afternoon, every other person, even though it's evening here for me. Yes, I was listening, but I was listening very sporadically. I'm trying to turn out an academic paper, and some of these things they can gnaw at you. They won't allow you breathe until you put it out. So, but I was listening, and at some point I have to stop and pay attention because I could relate to the I don't know what is the word to use now. The story for me is more than just the boy's story. In fact, the bigger part of the story for me is the mother,
Yeah.
because being a parent to a challenged kid, I don't have any challenged kid, but to be honest with you, if there's anything, look, I know it's going to be very difficult and very complicated, but I could see the resilience in her. I could see that clearly, even at this young point, she should be very happy, and the boy is most likely going to turn out well. The most difficult part, I can see that, look, he is beginning to be very comfortable in his skin. I mean, to talk, and I'm happy for him also that he has realized that, look, communication is not only verbal. Some of us communicate more. I have a daughter who she would rather go and write me a letter than come and sit with me, and she tends to get her way more often than those that would come and think that they can, because she would write carefully, anticipate all the questions you will ask, answer it, and when she send it to you, you don't know what to tell her because she has cornered you completely. So I'm happy for the boy. I'm proud of the mother, and I think she should also be very proud of herself. So not just the story of the mother also, but for me it's a refreshing program, honestly speaking, because it's a reminder of our humanity. I was touched, honestly touched, when you start talking about the fact that you stayed with these people. And I know this is the life I've lived. Most of before, when I was young, there's a lot of people that I used to think that were related to them, that they were relations because of the way they took me in. It's only way down later that I realized that there's nothing between me and these people. They are just simply good people. You will even never know that you are not related. So I really it resonated very well with me. And just like Jason, I was very, very close to my grandmother. Everybody knows it. If there's anything that is striking about me, it's my grandmother. When I was working, from the first day I started working till the last day I retired, on my desk is always a picture of my grandmother. So it's a refreshing program for me. It reminded us of our humanity, not just that people are good, but even the circumstance the kid finds himself. It's a big reminder that this is our humanity. When you say you are human, that's what it means. That nothing is really up to you. Whatever it is that you find yourself doing or enjoying, which a lot of it we take for granted. The truth is that my mother has a saying that I always admire. She said, "Tsayawa samun dama, tafiya samun dama, tsayawa samun dama." That going is by chance, stopping is by chance. The bottom line is that whatever you do is simply because somehow the universe gave you the chance, and that chance can always be taken away, whatever, no matter how little it is. So really, it was very profound for me. I admired the show. Unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't listen completely, but I was listening in snippets, in bits and pieces. Once again, well done, Mr. Rudolph. Thank you. We appreciate the the work you put into to bring all these things to us. Thank you, Mr. But before I go, also, one cannot avoid small controversy. Where is this guy? He has gone. This man of prestige that is pretending to be a football fan that doesn't know anything about
footballer.
Yes, we are authorities in football. I have not seen anything wrong. People are just running their mouth. This is a tournament. This tournament, yes, this is how a tournament always is. Every tournament there's always a talking point. In fact, I remember which tournament was it that we were beating Italy 1-0 until towards the very end. I can't remember. I know it was before France 98. I think it was something 94 was played where?
In America. I was there.
So it was that one. We were almost
the Boston. It was in Boston.
It was almost towards the end. So when people talk about Egypt, part of it in football is
that was over 30 years ago now. Oh my God!
Some of us are old people.
94.
Yes, so I remember that match very clearly. In fact, the next day somebody came into the office and told us that, that FIFA has overturned the match and I've given it to Nigeria. And funny enough, because we were all emotional, we actually were dancing and singing until when that cannot be possible. But I don't think that there's any problem with the tournament. And for KJ that was saying that this is the first time they are using technology matches. No, it's because you are not a football fan. Some of us have always been battling with this VAR, but I've come to terms with it. I think it's just fair. Egypt should have won because you can't be winning a match 2-0 for 82 minutes. There's no way, no matter how much, if they wanted to do partial, what referee will not do the partial for 80 minutes? You want to put himself for the remaining 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
It doesn't follow.
I just want to say, Masker, you misread what I said. I didn't say this the first time. The camera, the referee angles, the angle
is improved now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Those things have changed, and now you have overhead cameras that are taken not only from the sides but also from the sky. You also have cameras planted around the referee, the goalkeepers, and the linesmen. Okay, all these.
You see, KJ after the guy blew and gave her that yellow card to number 5. When he went back to see the camera, it was clear that the guy dived.
So what I'm trying to say to you, Masker, is there's what we call the 3D dimension, which was not there before. So now the referee has the ability to see the 3D, can turn all the picture whichever way to see from which angle that tackle came from.
Correct.
It wasn't there before. You understand? I'm a sports. You understand? I'm a sports person like you. understand what I'm saying?
I mean, Obi, don't enter between me and KJ.
No, So my question is, if there is more technology now, why is it that people are still complaining that things?
Bias.
No, it's not like that. I even had a discussion with my daughter. The answer is very simple.
But
this tournament is not purely a football tournament. It is
business.
More like a festival. No, not business. More like a festival. Anything American is a showmanship. If you look at the stadiums, they are not football stadiums. So
what is it?
A lot of people that are not true football fans, that are outsiders, were co-opted in this festival. So they are the ones talking and complaining. Like the technology KJ is talking about. VAR has been in football for the past 7 years. All this thing you're talking about has been there. Even the last World Cup that was played, this is exactly the kind of technology. There is no new technology that was introduced in this one. No single new technology. Even the referee's camera angle, when you're watching a Premier League, you see it every now and then. But because a lot of people that are if you look at this, a lot of people, you see a lot of renowned people. These are movie stars. So almost everybody was coming here. I saw Serena Williams. There's so many people that are not truly football. They were just part of it. So of course they will talk because this is new.
I agree with you to a large extent. Sorry, Rudolph, we're not going. This is the major cocoa for right now. Listen, America has always been business. Even when the gospel came to America, they are the ones who introduced the business angle to it. So for America, everything is about celebration. Even Christmas, if you come here, they're not celebrating Christmas because they love Christmas. No, because it's a marketing strategy for all of them to sell their goods. Everybody's going to buy. You know, so the World Cup would have been a failure if we didn't market it the way we're marketing it. Okay, and so America will do anything that will help to get people into the stadium, because in that way, all the companies that are involved will make their gain, and nobody will complain at the end of the day. It's sport, entertainment. Now,
there's another section. Let's finish this.
People that are saying that there was fraud. If you are a true football fan, the two most important footballing nations in the world is Argentina and Brazil. Every other country follows these two people. And
that's what they are known for, right?
In this tournament, these two people were unceremoniously dispatched.
Yeah,
so I repeat that there was no fraud.
It's just like I observed, if I may, one thing I observed was that maybe for the first time I saw a pass interference. What I witnessed was a combination of hockey, American football, and soccer in terms of the makeup of the audience and stuff like that. Yeah. I saw a referee even blow a pass interference because the referee himself, the ball has hit the referee. So the referee called it as a pass interference. And I also saw the camera also became an interference, the ball that was hit up in the air, and it came back down, and those people use it and go to score. But the only thing I would say that I looked very closely at was the one that you're talking about, the diving, that was in Bolo of Switzerland. The gentleman yesterday, when they had given a yellow card to the other guy, and they turned around to reverse it, they should have not given that yellow card to Bolo, which cost him the red card, which ended up having to play 10-man against 11 until the end. That may have been a part of why they lost.
All right.
All in all, it's American business.
Igbo Basics.
Please send the link.
Igbo Basics. There will be time to discuss this when we go to the next stream. Obi, let me just hear a quick take from you.
Thank you, Jerry, Rudolph, and Uncle Ike, Papa there. Igbo Basis. Each time Igbo Basis on ground, I know I must hear about Zebediah. That's my fan. Masca and KJ, thank you so much for your time. I just had to hop in. I said I couldn't come in since anyway. I was driving at one point and I was listening, and I got all the gist. You know, people like us on the fifth floor. When we hear these things, you know, I came to America first before I knew that they watched it. That the dentist watched it. It's in America, I heard it first. In Nigeria, you never even chop finish. You never even. The only reason why we go for optometrists is that because your eye became so bad, you have to go see the eye doctor. Hardly in our time there was a doctor practicing a dentist shop. It wasn't there. You only see them in specialist hospital, maybe one section. That's small. 1 or 2 people will see them who are probably informed about it. Or you have toothache, or you want to pull out your teeth. There was not this periodic tooth washing or whatever, taking children to 6 months washing of teeth. I'm not sure it was existing those days. It was here, I heard it first. I started practicing it. The day I visited my dentist first to wash my teeth, his guy shouted. He said, what happened? Why we have not been coming? I said, Madam, this is my first time. I didn't know that I had to wash teeth every 6 months. I know that. All I just did that is my toothbrush and toothpaste, and maybe mouthwash came in after a while and all that. So these things are all eye-opener for so many people, especially back there home. Many of them don't do this. They don't even believe it exists. Basically, I'm telling you, 60% of the people don't know that there's something called washing of teeth. It doesn't exist. They just eat and live on till they are 80, till they are 70 and all that. So this awareness needs to go far to the people. And if you want to open a shop to say, come and wash your teeth 6 months, the dentist will be out of business because people never even see money to chop food to go wash teeth, you know. That is why, you know, when you come to an environment where this is a practice, you tend to like want to follow it. Everything she said was correct. There is this thing I heard about hard toothbrush. When I got back home after a while in America, people were not telling me, your toothbrush is like foam. It's too soft. It's too soft. They want to bring a toothbrush that look like stick that will be hard. I said, but this thing will destroy your gum now. But I said, that's what cleans it better. That's what cleans it better because it's strong. It washes it to turn white. That is what we know, and that is how we roll. Until today, many of us say if you carry the recommended brush in your teeth, you will throw it away because it will be like you are just playing. It's like it's not washing nothing because it's so soft, it's so foamy, and it's like child's play. We don't appreciate it, except maybe you hear that you don't know that you are washing your teeth. So it's good to get this information really addressed in our. Especially we that are growing older, you really need to work on your cavity and all that. And at the end of the day, I had to do teeth. I had to feel my teeth, all of them, and feel them. There were holes there that you don't know after you have broke all those bone, all those fighting with chicken and goat meat and all that. It destroy all your teeth. At the end of the day, they had to feel a lot of them for me, and I had a smooth chew and be able to live with it, and it's fine, Rudolph, a compassionate appeal. Yesterday, as soon as you announced have your say, I knew that that guy is going to show. What's his name? One man, whatever his name is going to show, because when situation happen within the week that brings about situation, he will appear. Since there have been fake what do you call it? Fake PFI, whatever. See, you didn't see him appear to come and condemn it. He didn't come. But as soon as he saw that the people came back, that they said the rescue, or he heard that a camera was shot out that will be parking in parking lot and all those things, he appeared to come and attack us. I want to appeal. In every 2 pounds that he do, can I see the $20 and make it shut up?
Hold on. Obi. I don't know where the noise is coming from. I'm not sure. Maybe it's from you.
I think it's in my AirPod.
Okay, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said for every 2 pounds he thinks he brings here, can we measure it up with $20 so that he keep quiet and we don't make him talk again? Please, because he really made some people very infuriated yesterday. It was too much for us to bear because he come in here to insult you, insult me, insult Masca, insult KJ, insult everybody. The way he goes around it, and he's been doing it consistently, time without time, and we're getting very embarrassed with this. I'm telling you the feedback I'm getting, because each time he comes here, either something has happened, is coming to blast you, calling it an Igbo, calling it whatever name he calls it, very parochial kind of thinking. But it embarrasses people like us and people like you who has worked around the clock to set this up. And it's coming to make you look like you're doing a child play, or you are being sentimental, or you are doing a poetic thing here. I'm not an Igbo man, I'm a Bidi man. Do I need to be an Igbo to understand that Rudolph is doing things that are beyond ethnic narration or narrative? The guy is just too much. I felt so offended. I couldn't come in to really talk. I thank God for the way what's his name? The guy in UK blasted him and did make sure that he doesn't talk, or doesn't have his way. So please, Rudolph, if it is his $2 that is his problem, I will measure it up with $20 so that he cannot talk here again. All right?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Obi. Hi.
Yeah, it was an interesting encounter. I learned there is a noise coming from somewhere.
Go ahead, Ike. I'll fix it.
I also learned something for myself, which most of us, most of us from Nigeria, we, like Igbo Basic was saying. I mean, I don't know when I started using toothbrush, because all my life it has been chewing stick, even when I left Nigeria to Mali in Africa, it has always been, chewing stick, But once in a while you use toothpaste with close up or McLean, it's not, we are not used to it, So, and, as time goes on, we begin to understand so many things, and age begin to tell on us. And, because of so many things we eat today, genetically modified, generated things we eat today, we are not even safe anywhere, So, but it's just the grace of God that we are still, most of us are still healthy. I'm thanking God for giving us a good life, So, but the one I fight every night with my wife is that, I've been trying to know how to do it, but it's been difficult for me brushing in the night. This woman will push me into the bathroom for me to brush in the night because, but I'm not used to it, So I mean, I'm still struggling with that, But she did mention that also here tonight, that you brush in the morning and you try to brush in the night. And finally, I think my dentist they recommended the electric toothbrush. That is what I've been using for over 3 years now, 2 years now. But sometimes, sometimes I try to use toothbrush also. So it's not, I don't use it all the time, but my toothbrush is, hard. But now she said it, like as I said when I was talking to her, tomorrow I'm going to buy soft brush because I have the electric, toothbrush, So it was a nice conversation, and because a lot of people, not that they don't want to take care of their mouth or their teeth or their gum, but because of the cost. Like I had when she was saying, somebody they bill, the person was saying that this is the price of this is the price of Camry car, It's, as an Igbo man, we always look at something else, But I think in reality, I mean, if your mouth of your gums or your teeth is having a problem, I don't think you'll be comfortable with any, doesn't matter how rich you are. So I think, maybe we have to develop that mindset that we have to try to, take care of our gums and our teeth and our mouth, stuff like that, so that we don't see it as something that is too expensive. Because why I brought out here is that most of the families here in this island now, years back, we were having insurance cover you for dentists, but right now they don't cover you. You have to pay for your dentist, So a lot of people shy away, run away from it, and when they get too worst, they have to go to Colombia for that teeth plant you were telling her, and which costs more. So I think for me personally, the best thing is try as much as possible, like as she said, save $5 somewhere that you don't want to see that $5. For every 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, go to your dentist and check yourself up. Like my last checkup, they clean one side and they say I have to come back to clean the other side. So I'm trying to go on a vacation. So before I go, I need to go clean the other side so that, whatever I'm going to eat throughout the whole time, I know that at least I try to be safe for myself. And for the son, is a very inspiring story. People who have, challenged children. It is a very hard work, very difficult, but it's a blessing. That this boy has been able to overcome and want to do what a lot of able-bodied men, women cannot be able to do. So, I thank God for his life, and as many family that has, physically challenged children, it's tough, it's difficult, but I know that the life of Jason and a lot of them who has, been able to put smile in the life of a lot of people despite their, disadvantages, will encourage a lot of us to know that in every child there is a reason and purpose that God has, made that person to live, and it's for we parents and guardians to be able to give them every necessary support to make sure that whatever that God has implanted in their life is realized for the use of mankind. So it was a very good conversation, and I really enjoyed my time with the lady. Thank you, Dr. Damages.
All right, thank you so much, Ike. Let me thank those that supported us. Oriako Tope, thank you so much. Timajek, thank you so much. And Oscar Blackbone, thank you. We appreciate all of you. Like I said, next Sunday we will, despite the World Cup, we will be here. we will present double header. We're going to have Farida join us with Dr. Salako. We also join us. Until then, thank you everybody for joining us today. Those are home, those on the comment section. You can still like the show. You can share it. It will help us to go far. Ike, thank you so much for being here. Igbo Basics, thank you so much for being here. Maska, thank you so much. And KJ is ready to start this full reaction to this show. I hope everybody can join him. That's why we can discuss something beyond the topic we handled here, including what is going on today around the world.
KJ's link.
I should share the link?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
As you used to do for your regular shows, because I don't normally get
Igbo Basics. That's a lot of work. What I will do is I will share I will share the link now on this stream, so that anybody who is watching, you can click on it and join the stream. But to share that way, Igbo Basics, there's so much work to do.
I know that KJ can also send it out. Otherwise,
yeah, KJ, well, that's another way. Yeah, that's another way. KJ can send it out. But again, thank you for joining us the next stream. And again, I will be back this time next week.
tó fẹ́ kú torí ẹ̀ o. Ọwọ́ ẹni ló ti ṣàánú kọ́. Ayé la bá, ayé la fi sílẹ̀ sí. Ọ̀nà èyí yóò.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. That's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So me ala teme, so me piki goi teme, ora me ala teme, ala wolo ma o, he going there riba o, ala wolo ma, he going there riba, he going there riba. So me I like that yeah, yeah, Nekwe kona bia Nanya na kebe Nekwe kona bia Ebem jelu ekweje Gwanu mi femgeme Omuwa watanu Gwanu mi femgeme Ejim gugwo Ejim gugwo Ejim gugwo Ejim gugwo Ekwe mbadike ekwe Ekwe mbadike ekwe anọkwa mbeme ijelobia iwe bụ akpa ego ebia iwe dọkwasị m n'ụkwụ iwe na-ayọ m wee jụ iwe na-ebe akwa ị na-ebe akwa onye na-eti gị ekwe mbadike ekwe onye ibe m na-ewe iwe nya biko wee gbuo ya ọsụkọsụ nwamkpi nya biko sugbuo ya onye ife m na-ewe iwe nya biko wee gbuo ya ọsụkọsụ nwamkpi nya biko sugbuo ya selense